You cannot overstate the power of a captivating headline. And it's the whole thing that captures the attention of people scrolling mindlessly and otherwise sort of drifting through the sea of social media when you want to get their attention. So you've got to learn how to write good headlines. Unless you don't care about engagement, unless you don't care about getting people to come into your world and all the wonderful things that happen as a result of getting people to come into your world. So you may be wondering about the headline I've written here. This is the truth, the God's honest truth of the moment in my life where I realized I had to make changes. Big, serious, profound changes. Just one second. There we go. Okay. It was the moment where all my demons caught up with me. It was the moment where everything I had put off, ignored, not listened to when I knew I should have, all came home to roost. And it was brutal. It was intense. I had just been released from jail, and I actually had to walk home from the jail, which was probably 10 miles outside of town. And let me tell you, that's a long walk. And I was coming back to pretty much nothing, because when I got arrested, I was homeless. And I wasn't the trendy kind of homeless, by the way. I wasn't guru homeless. You know what I'm talking about? Guru homeless, where last week you lived in your car or on your friend's couch, and this week you're killing it and making 6 figures a day. I wasn't that kind of homeless. I was the kind of homeless that comes with helplessness, comes with hopelessness, comes with desperation, destitution. So let me tell you, there's a big difference between guru homeless and the real kind of homeless. And here's what my experience is, by the way. When you're that real kind of homeless, you don't suddenly get that, like, you know, in the guru stories, right? They're on their friend's couch, or there's some pressing concern, and they just knew that they had to figure out a way to make a change. And then within 30 days, they're making all kinds of crazy money. In my experience, that is not how it works. Not at all. In my experience, it is tiny incremental steps back toward some sort of stability. I have yet to meet anyone who legitimately went from dire, desperate situations to 30 days later making a ton of money because they knew they had to figure this thing out. Yeah. Total crock of shit. So why am I telling you all this stuff? I'm telling you all this stuff to illustrate to you the power of storytelling. I know, kind of a change there, kind of a switch, kind of a shock to the system. But look, if you don't know how to tell a good story as someone working in the social media landscape, you're in trouble. If you don't know how to tell a good story yet, you're in big, big trouble. And so what constitutes a good story? Well, there are a lot of things that actually help to create a good story. And I say those things to you. I'm talking to you now about this stuff because I'm getting ready to do a full training on how to tell a good story inside my group, which is called Organic Marketing Secrets Revealed. I'm going to go deep on that subject. It is about 10:34 now at noon Pacific Standard Time. I'm going deep into how to tell your core brand story. So listen, if you're on here, do me a favor, give me a little comment, give me an emoji. Let me know who's on the call with me. I'm watching on my phone so I can see you. Let's see. We got Richard Kaufman. What's up, brother? We miss the piece about telling our story the right way, and then we wonder why nobody cares about our offers. We miss the piece about telling the story the right way, and we wonder why the bozo down the feed from us, a few scrolls, seems to be killing it. While we, knowing that we have good products, services, offers, and a good heart for service, just can't seem to get traction. Well, look, guys, the secret to traction, hey, Chris, the secret to getting traction on social media is to understand that there are 50 other people at a minimum who offer what you offer. Okay? You are not unique. You are not a snowflake. To quote Tyler Durden, you are the all singing, all dancing shit of the world. And in order to differentiate yourself, you must give us something emotional to hold on to and connect with. We must know why. And the why comes from your story. We got to know why we want to work with you versus someone else. And in a world where everybody is constantly just hawking their offers, you can really distinguish yourself by giving us an emotional piece to connect to. That's where your story comes into play. And how does that turn into more success in your business? Because when we have to choose, if we have one person, one service provider, one coach, one expert who we feel a deep emotional connection with out of the 50 that offered basically the same thing, we're going to go 99 times out of 100 with that person. Take me, for instance. I mean, the work I do, at the end of the day, I have some really smart ways of doing it and some unique things I've created and figured out and systematized. But at the end of the day, I help you get more clients. That's what I do. You work with me so you get more money from more clients. And that is not a unique thing to offer. Make sense? Tracking that? Instead, what I want to offer you is I want to offer you the experience of a person who has been through a certain set of circumstances, a certain set of life experiences. And if you relate to that, what'll happen is when it comes time for you to invest in, help to get more clients, I don't have to compete on money anymore. I don't have to compete on price because you've got an emotional connection to me. And this is really important to remember. This is such a big topic. It's such a big issue. You need to create an emotional place for people to connect. And you do that through telling your story. So the next piece of the puzzle is that none of you guys have the faintest idea how to tell your story right. And I don't say that as a judgment. I say that because you trusted Russell Brunson's storytelling method, which wasn't that strong to begin with and immediately flooded the marketplace. So not only is it not that strong, but you start to recognize it in everyone. Hence the guru, right, who just a month ago was sleeping on his friend's couch, but now he's a millionaire. That story doesn't ring true for us. It barely did in the beginning, and now it really doesn't. So that's why all the stories, the backstories, start to sound alike. Because they are. Because everybody's learning from these people that don't really know how to tell a story. Stories are complex. They're nuanced. They carry a lot of layers. And you need to understand that stuff. Let's break it down a little bit. If you don't understand some certain dynamics, and I have these organized into an acronym that I call the STORY acronym. Convenient, right? If you don't understand structure, the S. If you don't understand tension and release, the T. If you don't understand how to offer rich detail, the O. If you don't understand how to reveal universals through your specifics, the R. And if you don't understand how to be yourself, the Y. STORY. You're not going to write, tell, share, have a compelling story. You're just not going to. At best, it's going to sound like a templated cookie cutter story. Now, in the world of speaker training and webinar training, there's a lot of talk about making your story no more than 3 to 5 minutes of your whole presentation. Again, that's because people don't understand how to tell a story. If you really knew how to tell a story, You could almost make everything that you talked about your story and still attract and still get clients and still bring people into your world. And I'm going to show you how to do this inside my group, Organic Marketing Secrets Revealed, at high noon Pacific Standard Time today. If you go over there now and you ask for permission to join, you might get in time. And if you do, you won't regret it. Okay? I'll see you over there.